All right, it is going.
Great.
And I have to make sure the Facebook one is connecting.
Mhm.
Just 1 sec.
Oh, no way. You did that shot?
Which one?
The snow one with the uh, city in the sky.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I saw that years ago. And I was
Oh,
wondering what it was. Yeah. Oh my
it's
God.
me.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, that's who you are.
Dang.
Yeah, I always like to just. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Wait.
And let me go to here. All right, we're gonna go to the window. Here we go.
Sorry.
All right, everybody, how's it going? Let's see if we let's see who we have on here. We slowly kind of waiting for people to roll in. We got some viewers. We got one.
Yeah.
More will be coming.
One viewer.
Dude, I haven't been doing live streams in a long time because a lot of the people on YouTube and stuff know.
Yeah.
Been kind of busy trying to get the course done. My course it's done recording, so that's the good news.
Mhm.
Now I'm just doing some final edits and stuff.
Yeah.
But everybody, this is Ian Vicknair. Vicknair.
Yeah. Close enough.
So he is a VFX artist and a digital matte painter. Super talented. We've been kind of chatting back and forth, and we had some good conversations. And I thought, you know what? Let's just do an interview. Let's just talk to him and hear about his kind of journey and stuff. So, Ian, if you just want to tell us who you are, what you do, and all that fun stuff, go for it.
Yeah. So I do matte painting. It's pretty simple in itself. I mean, everyone knows what matte painting is, but getting started was that was a hurdle. Yeah, huge hurdle. But
Wait, why? Well, you
I
can, yeah.
well, all right. I know I didn't go to college for this. I couldn't go to college for learning matte painting and visual effects. It was something that I really wanted to do. I looked at going to Noman. I looked at going to the school in California, one in France, and just couldn't afford it. So I had a really big challenge ahead of me of, okay, how do I get in the industry when I have no college degree for it? I have no work experience. I don't know anyone in the industry. So what do you do?
Yeah.
And that was so it was just a huge challenge. So I went straight into freelancing for matte painting. And the way I got my first job was purely by accident. It's why I'm in matte painting was because of that accident, oddly enough.
Oh, nice.
If you show my art station,
Yeah. Let's switch. We'll switch windows.
the first, it's the three, four, it's the fifth one from the bottom. That was my first matte painting I did for a studio.
Was it the Doomsday Valley one? That one?
No, the
Oh, the What
yeah,
If?
yeah. That one was the first matte painting I did, and the art director of that studio said something that changed my life. He told me about matte painting and what I would be doing because he liked my illustrations that I did,
Yeah.
and he liked enough just to say, "Hey, I want to hire you for a job." And he told me it was matte painting. So that night, I went home and I Googled the crap out of it, and I fell in love
Yeah.
instantly. And he and on that day, he told me something that was incredible. He was very upfront about it, saying like, "Hey, you have no work history. You never went to school for this. So I'm taking a huge investment on you to perform a job that you've never done."
Yeah.
that kind of lit a big fire in me to go like, okay, I need to actually perform, and I'm actually being hired. This is
Yeah.
real. And and that's what really started it for me. And then 6 months later, I did the Learn Squared class with Max Berman.
Yeah, that one's awesome. I've done that one. It's so
Oh,
good.
yeah, it is. Because it was after I did this project, I spent a lot of time researching on how to get into matte painting. And I applied to Noman and got in, but just I couldn't because of FAFSA.
Mm-hmm.
And and I did a lot of research of just how do you get into this? What do you have to do?
Yeah.
And there were very few answers on what you could do.
Yeah.
And the there was a teacher who told me like just if you can't go to Noman or any school, find a different career.
Oh
Don't.
man.
And so it was not easy getting in. So, but I took Max's class 6 months later, and how I got into his class is its own story. Did I tell you about that when we talked?
Yeah, yeah, but tell everyone else. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a good story.
I don't know if Max remembers this, but I hope he does. I spent a lot of time Googling matte painting and trying to find how to do it. And I found the Learn Squared class that Max was doing. And I messaged Max going, hey, I want to take your class, but I don't have the cash for it. And at this time, I'm working between 60 to 80 hours in a restaurant as a sous chef. And so my life was already busy just doing that. So I messaged him asking like, hey, can I take your class? I don't have the cash quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
He replies back saying, let me see your portfolio. So I sent him work that I did from high school. And it was simple illustrations that were of my rabbits, weird psychedelic stuff. And he just emails me back going, hey, I'll reserve one seat for you. You have till a week after the due date to get this in.
Yeah.
And so I went and I picked up a second job. And within a week, I put the money in and I took his class. And I think he'll laugh at this, but when taking his class, I asked billions of questions. I made it like my goal that like if I put this much money into it and I can't go to school or anything, I'm gonna ask every question I can come up with, just to absorb as much information as possible.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah, and in the class, everyone was just like, "Ian, shut up."
You're just like, I want to know everything.
And actually, you're on it. It was the Warheads one with the lava. Yeah, that one was next to the Dino one. That one was by the same company that I did the tractor for. About 3 months after I took Max's class.
Okay.
And they wanted the matte paintings first. And so it was like super fortunate that I got this, and it's like, okay, I'm like destined to do this.
Yeah.
And so I took this and I did it, and this one was its own challenge in its own way because they wanted the matte paintings first before they did any of the shots. And so I had to do all the concept work, the ideation for it, the matte paintings for it.
Oh wow.
It was a huge job.
Yeah.
While being a sous chef in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And then 4 months later, or 6 months later, 4. David Long's class came out on CGMA for matte painting. And I took that. And it's been a roller coaster ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's been getting better and better with getting more matte painting work, but
yeah.
It's been brutal. There was a recruiter in the company who told me as well to find a different career.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because like I've experienced the same thing before. I've had like when I was younger. So I used to film a lot, like just do filming, and I've had people say things like, maybe you just stick to like the filming thing, like you're good at that. And I was like, no, I want to do visual effects. So, dude, that's awesome. Now look, you're like freaking pro now. Your stuff is awesome. I'm gonna play some of these videos while you're talking, by the way. But I'll mute them.
Okay.
Just because so people can kind of see like the matte painting work you did, like this kind of stuff. Like we talked about this, how this stuff is just like that super, like it just looks real, like it's nothing like crazy spectacular, but it's like the simple make this look like a real place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the biggest job that matte painting for matte painters for like commercials, you're just doing a lot of plate cleanup and set extensions.
Yep.
And that's what I did at Frame Store, and I got the first one was for Duracell.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we'll go to that one. That one's rad.
That one was great because it was 4 weeks after I got my internship at Frame Store. Oh, the first 3 weeks were hardcore learning Nuke.
Yep.
It was just pounding in Nuke all day, every day.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, you did a great job on this one. We'll have to show people what you did because a lot of they won't even know until we show them after.
It was great because we got onto this commercial and they gave me that first plate with the snow and they said, hey, just clean it up, and they were expecting for me to take the entire week, if not 2 weeks, to do it. And 5 hours later, I got the first shot done. And they were just like, oh, well, okay, is there another scene that you can do?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, give it to me.
Dude, that's awesome. So, wait, quick question, since we're just kind of looking at this one. So what are your, I don't know if you'd like to, but what are your kind of techniques? Because some things I see that are hardness is you have these trees. Like, so did you have to mask out all these trees to be able to paint all the snow out?
No, actually, no, I didn't mask any of the snow. The way I do any plate cleanup is I do all the small things. So if you're looking at that plate, if you can point to like some of the smaller pieces of snow, like on the bottom, middle, all those tiny small ones lead into bigger groups. So I always look for anything that's vertical or horizontal where things meet and line up. That way, getting any of the small areas produces bigger areas. Then I can take that big area and apply it to a bigger piece of snow, and it just builds up.
But you were painting all the snow out, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would just like clone tool and other things like that. And the other thing is, what was that? Is it clone tool? Like in some other
stamp tool? Yeah,
stamp tool. So do you have any? Because I've noticed a lot of people when they use their stamp tool, like you can see some like smudging. And do you have any like tips for people that use anything that you learned using the like stamp tool or clone tools to avoid getting those nastiness?
First off, don't do 100% hardness. Working with images from. I took like a month to figure this out. It was, most images are at least 90% hardness with brushes, 90 to 92%. And so I keep everything pretty soft, and I generally use my brush size at like 6, and I'll do anything that's really small areas because that leads into the bigger areas, because I can reuse those smaller areas that I've already touched up and apply those to bigger ones.
Yep.
And then, so I just, like for this shot, I just did all the snow in the middle where, like underneath him, got rid of his pants and shoes.
Okay.
And then from there, I moved on to like getting the snow out of the dirt.
Yep. And then you had, was it you? Did you use did you track and composite these in, or did someone else do that?
I composited the whole thing, yeah.
Oh, wow. So you
did the rotor, the composite,
right on.
The frame hole. frame hold is annoying as hell, but uh,
You did a
yeah,
great job. Really quick, so those of you that are watching, let us know where you are right now, and also if you have questions for Ian, just put them in the
yeah,
chat, and we'll just talk about them. So right now we're talking about some work he did at Frame Store, correct?
yeah.
And a bunch of cleanup that he did on a Duracell commercial,
And
and so we're going through some of his matte paintings and cleanups and just some compositing goodness. So ask questions, guys.
and then like that rock that's in the middle there.
Yeah.
Uh, all I did was I duplicated it, moved it over to the right, and then just brushed out the areas, and then used the stamp tool over it to kind of. Oh, sorry, the rock that's underneath him. Uh,
Where? Oh,
uh, on the character, on the guy.
the rock
That's
underneath
behind like
him.
his head.
Oh, up
His
here.
head. Yeah,
Okay, okay. I see.
yeah, that. So like to get rid of that area or to bring back that rock, all I did was just try and extend it out as much as I can. Then I took the rock that's to the left,
Oh,
duplicated,
yeah.
and then just flipped it to the right and warped it up a little bit.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
Boom. I try to use as much of the plate as possible. I
Mm-hmm.
want the only thing that's not from the plate are the stones that are the small pebbles. That's
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that is not the same. But everything else is 100% reused.
Oh, nice. Plus, I mean, this guy, he covered up a lot of the plate as well. So,
Yeah.
what about his shadow? Because you had, his shadow, and you
Mhm.
did some paint, you did some patchwork right there because there was some snow. So, how did
Yeah.
you recomposite his shadow in since it was moving and stuff?
The I have to remember.
Sorry,
The
Matt.
getting rid of the shadow was easy enough to do in Photoshop because you have your plate cleaned up and then uh, focused a lot on just rotoing him out,
Mm-hmm.
and then shadow. I believe it was just a constant with rotoing the same shadow in.
Oh, nice.
Um, I believe,
Yeah, I mean,
and then rotoring
yeah.
stuff that was easy enough.
Dude, that's great. Dude, it looks great though. Like, and I think this is important to go over these kind of things because this is like this stuff that a lot of artists do. And
Mhm.
we were Mauricio, I think that's how you say it. He's wondering. This is on YouTube. He's wondering all in Nuke and the other in Maya or Max. So I'm guessing, is he asking if you did any of this in Maya or Max, or is it all in Nuke?
It's all Photoshop and Nuke.
Photoshop and Nuke. There you go.
Yeah. For matte painting, it's Photoshop, Nuke, and Maya.
Okay.
That's primary programs for it.
Photoshop,
I'm still
Nuke, and
learning
Maya.
on it. Hmm?
We have, let's see, Akira Dawson from Australia wondering how often does your CD or 80 point out picking up on repeats when using the stamp? So did you ever have like your VFX supervisor or anyone, I'm guessing that's what he's asking, your CD or 80? He's saying pointing out like repetitions in your stamp. Did you have any of that?
No, I avoid repetition as much as possible. Um, the it's very easy to see repetition with a lot of young matte painters that I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be very clever with figuring out, okay, here's where certain areas that are invisible that you just can't tell was cleaned up, like the snow, and
Yep.
then areas where it's like between the snow and between the dirt and the grass.
Yeah.
It's the same dirt from the left side and middle, just moved down.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
So you kind of have to do as much as you can and then think about, okay, is there anything repeating? And if
Mm-hmm.
so, build on top of it and clear it out.
Yep.
And you just have to be very careful. The only time you ever want to like repeat anything is if you actually go to the second shot down below.
Yep.
With above the moose head.
Yeah.
Uh, the the most repeated stuff was the garage.
Oh, the garage. Is that another
Yeah,
one? Down
the
here?
second spot.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
And with it was you can repeat something like that just because it's more in the background and it's a little bit more blurred out, so your focus isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to look at the shot and go, okay, what can I repeat, what can I not,
Yep.
and just find those areas. The grass, that was a lot of the grass was a repeat, but just kind of turning it around here and there and just stamping out areas that were obvious to see.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was, again, just removing, like, cleaning up shots, because when you shoot, like, the director or director of photography, they're like, we just don't want the scene messy, because it looks like you just removed a lot of, like, branches, a lot of, like, just garbage, and then obviously all the snow you replaced with some grass, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So this is definitely something that a lot of digital matte painters do, and it doesn't seem like they talk about is the cleanup stuff, huh?
Yeah, and the way I got good at it was I did it in my own work.
Yep.
So in my own personal pieces, I really took the time to go like, okay, are there people in this? Okay, I'm going to clear out all the people and all the garbage out of the original play, and that allowed me to go learn how to do it really well on my own work. That way, then when I got hired to do the jobs, I can then apply that to the work, and I already know how to do it.
Yep.
And I can just go in, execute it, do it, and boom, it's done.
Yeah. So, question, we had someone else asked a question. Noiseless on YouTube asked, should you use clones of stuff from a different place from where you are painting out, or should you clone an area that is close to where you are painting over? So he's asking if you should take it from totally separate stuff, and I think you kind of answered this one already. Maybe.
It depends. So if, like the grass one, you want to use as much as the original plate as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
For like that one, it's like 100% the plate, because it's got to look like it's the same environment.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever had to okay, I'll give you an example. There was I worked on a McDonald's ad, and it was a parking lot, a row of trees, a parking lot, a second row of trees, and then the storefront. And they asked me to clear all those trees out in the entire parking lot.
Oh man!
To feel the background. So I spent and this was like it was like a 16K matte painting. It was ridiculous. And so I just hammered out all the easy stuff and then worked my way into the harder stuff. And then that way, then for like the background storefront, then I could like kind of build up my storefront with other images and just color grade it to be what it needed to be.
Yeah, because you didn't really have any of that information, so you had to kind of build something because it was so far back. Cool.
Yeah, and that way I'm still have as much as a plate possible, but yet I can still have the storefront to be what it needed to be.
That's awesome, dude. So other things that I want to talk to you about was, so you've worked for Frame Store, and you worked there, and then where are you right now? Where are you working right now?
Right now, I'm in Minneapolis. I'm working at a small visual effects studio here called Make.
Oh, cool.
And I'm doing a lot of matte painting for them and a lot of Nuke compositing for them.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah, mostly Nuke compositing.
Yeah.
There's been some matte painting work that I've had to convince them to do, but it's well worth it.
Yeah. What kind of Nuke compositing are you talking about? Like, are you doing like King? Are you doing like what's like the
whole thing? King, ring. If I do matte paintings for it, projecting it, dealing with the dispill, dealing with the full renders, bringing in any of the CG into it,
That's awesome.
doing all the tracking. They just got Nuke, so I had to do like all the denoise in After Effects
Yeah.
and bring it back into Nuke, and it's
Dang.
been yeah.
It's a wild ride, dude.
Like this one. This is a perfect example to the guy who asked how much you can reuse.
Oh yeah, because
So
look at this. This is
yeah.
totally different.
So like for this one to get rid of the car, like I used as much as a plate from the ground, but then for the top part and the right side of the shell,
Yeah.
I just found a texture that was very similar to the stone that's on the left and just imitated it on the right. Because that area is so overexposed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, that thing's unusable. It's gone.
Yeah. So I took things from like the left side and just mirrored it over to the right. And
Okay.
then I went and I kind of searched for other textures that were similar and kind of patched it in. That way it kind of mixed together.
Mm. Dang, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Totally works. Like you look at this and you're like, oh, that's probably somewhere. Like, you wouldn't think any of this was there, those palm trees or any of that stuff. That's awesome. Yeah, and so this is like the kind of like invisible VFX that, no one ever talks about, I feel like. So, but I mean the other stuff is really fun though. Like I love all your beautiful work. This was one that was really fun that we were talking about the other day. It was this house.
Oh, the burnt house.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this one was the burnt house. Like so,
my favorite one.
Dude, you did such a good job on this.
This whole job was this was my first movie job that I did, and it was through a referral for a studio here in Minneapolis, and it was right after I quit my job working in the restaurant, and I go full freelance, and after I quit my job there and went into this. I got this gig and a freelance gig like right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, scroll all the way down really quick. You'll to the bottom image.
This one?
Yeah, scroll all the way down. Wait, one more.
Maybe
that middle shot. That's the same house there.
Oh, right there, that little one.
Yeah, that exact same one.
Oh, nice.
This one was really cool. This was the first time I learned like what EXR files were.
Yeah.
It was a pain trying to figure out like.
I love EXR.
Like, I mean, for starting off matte painting, I didn't even know what EXRs were.
Yeah.
And the studio was like, yeah, we're using them. So go to Google and look it up. And
you just got to shuffle.
And, I had a few good friends in the industry that I could just kind of rely on a bit to go like, hey, what's an EXR? Can you explain it to me? And thankfully, they've gotten on and shown me some stuff. And it's super limiting, but it was fun.
Yeah, dude. EXRs to me are just amazing because they're just you can just pack so many things in them, information wise. We had someone asked a question, and this is on Twitch. Justining all more concept.
Justin Gilmore, yeah.
Yeah. What are your goals for 2019 in terms of personal work and learning new things?
Ooh, okay. Good question.
Yeah.
Actually, my goal for 2019 was actually to learn Nuke and a 3D program, but yet I'm doing that now.
Yeah, you got it.
It's first off to get really good at Nuke. I'm still fairly new to it, but I really want to dig deeper into it. I would really like to get more into learning Maya.
Yeah.
It's an essential program to learn. And then for personal work, I'm going to continue doing personal matte paintings.
Yeah, I'm going to be just showing your work while you're talking because it's so rad, dude.
I have to keep doing personal matte paintings. Otherwise, I have a weird belief that if I quit doing personal work, that'll be the day I die. and that's the way I kind of look at it. It's just
Yeah.
I have to keep doing them.
Yep.
I don't want to die going, I didn't create what I wanted to create.
Yep.
And so I want to keep doing those, but yet at the same time, I'm working on my own film.
Yes, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I know you and I have talked about that, and that's one of my goals because I'm finishing my course. My course is done. Those of you that are just joining and you didn't hear the very beginning, my course is done. I finished recording it actually last night. Woo! And I'm just doing the final edits. It's actually all up and ready. The launch is going to be in December. But yeah, so yeah, all this kind of stuff. And then after that, it's making a film, dude, like what you're doing.
Oh, if you need help,
dude,
let me know.
We'll have to team up, man. It would be so rad.
Actually, the top left piece,
yeah,
that's
let's show this. This thing is so cool.
Oh, when I was doing my personal pieces to kind of learn how matte painting works, I was just doing like day for night shots and learning how to do those. And thankfully I've now gotten a freelance gig where I have to do that. And now because I know how to do it, I can just go and do it.
Right on. Hey, this image, where's I thought you had a zoomed out version of it on the sphere.
I did. I updated these last night.
Oh.
The coloring's a lot better on these.
Yeah.
But this is all 100% Nuke.
So everyone listening, he didn't take this in Photoshop, right? This is all in Nuke.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, incredible work. So he did all this in Nuke. That's mind blowing. The coloring. You had the images and you brought it all together, right?
No, it's one giant image that's wrapped on a ball.
Yeah.
It's, I have my own resource for the moon landscape that's flattened out the bitmap, and I put that on a sphere in Nuke and added my own bump and levels and
that's awesome.
Atmosphere to it.
That's so cool. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone should follow him on ArtStation because he has some crazy cool work. Someone was saying I would like to hear more about why he doesn't like EXRs, why is it limiting, so we'll get to that one. And then someone said, I forgot to address this, sorry, really quick, Ian. Black Friday discount. Those of you that want to buy some VFX stock effects, you can go to vfxcentral.net, and we have a discount, Black Friday, 25% off. Just type in Black VFX, and you'll get 25% off those. And early access to the course, no, but the launch, there will be the largest discount ever on the course when that comes out. So yeah, that's going to be a huge discount. So for a limited time. Anyway, so let's get back to someone wanted to hear, who was it? Kunami on YouTube wants to know why you thought EXRs were limiting.
Why there's certain with matte painting there's certain adjustments that you can't use well. For example, levels. If you're trying to do color correction with levels, it's not good. It crunches things really quick. So you have to use curves.
Oh, interesting.
With painting, it is a little bit more limiting with colors, oddly enough. It does change how big your file gets, so you do have to up your Photoshop files. Like this image, this one was done within 3 Photoshop files.
This pirate one?
Yeah, that pirate one.
Dang.
The other thing with EXR files is you have to have the right color management. So depending on what project you're working on, you might have to go in your settings for Photoshop and change those color settings to be what it needs to be. That way you can work on it. Because if you bring it in at like 32-bit EXR or 16-bit on your regular everyday Photoshop, like the gas station one that I did.
Yeah.
That one, the exposure on that was blown out hugely. So I had to change that to like 32-bit and then change my color format, and that gave me all the information I needed. So you just have to learn how to work with it in the right way to be able to use it in the way you need to.
Yeah.
And there's just certain properties that are limiting.
Yeah. Yeah. I love. Yeah, it's true. In Photoshop, sometimes it is kind of annoying. I mean, it's nice because I use the what's the plugin? OpenEXR. I think that's for Photoshop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that thing is awesome because you can it'll shuffle out all of your passes into different layers, and you have. I mean, the biggest reason why I like for me, I like EXRs is just having the ability to be able to color correct it, at least for like 3D animated stuff like a Nuke, like.
It works for Nuke.
Oh yeah, for Nuke it's amazing, and it's perfect because then I can go in and fine tune. You know, if I do a bunch of like a puzzle mat or object IDs, then I can just like fine tune each of these elements on my my composite. So yeah, EXRs, they can be kind of heavy, but they're also like gives you more options. So you have to kind of like figure out what you're doing.
EXR is like 16K.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there are stories.
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see if there's any more questions. And someone's taking a course. Okay, we had. I was going to ask you, what inspires you? This is a question I wanted to talk to you about. What do you see and what type of, maybe what artists, if there's any artists out there that like inspire you, and what kind of got you like so excited about being in this kind of industry?
What got me very interested in this industry is, I mean, first off, I didn't like doing graphic design for big medical companies.
Sure. Yeah.
That was super boring.
Yeah.
And I've always liked creating images. And oddly enough, I wanted to go into advertisement to create creative images for advertisement. So that was like the main goal, but it accidentally turned into matte painting.
Mm.
The biggest inspiration for me is just I want to create the things I see and that I come from. So like for this one, this house that you're looking at.
Oh wait, I'll go back to it. Sorry, the stream's a little behind. I can go back to it. Sorry, you can keep talking about it.
Yeah, that house one where I show the daytime, nighttime, and sunset.
Yeah.
That one was based on. It's a really old cartoon. What's the name? It starts with an M. It's of an orphanage.
Matilda?
Yeah.
Wait, no, is it Matilda?
No.
No.
That was the live action one. It was a cartoon with like nuns and schoolgirls, and they lived in this like orphanage place.
It's the girl with the little yellow. Is it the yellow and like the blue hat or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what is that?
Right, yeah, that thing is so old. I grew up with seeing those cartoons.
Oh, okay.
And so like this one was based on kind of that idea, and I don't generally talk about it, but I'm adopted. And so this kind of made it kind of feel like you're going into an orphanage that's kind of magical or something.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it does have that feel, that like warm, like magical feeling. But that's cool that it's like an orphanage or something like that. That's awesome, dude.
So I try to bring anything that's from my life into my work as much as possible.
Oh, that's awesome.
My biggest inspiration is a painter, Rene Magritte.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that did the Son of Man, or the bowler hat guy with the apple in the face.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
If you ever hear on CNN that painting is stolen, I'm probably the guy who did it. Like, I want that painting in my house.
Oh, Madeline. Someone says it's Madeline, by the way.
That's it, Madeline. Yeah.
Thank you, Kunami.
Oh wow, that I haven't seen that in years. But like I saw that Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And Christopher Robin, Barry the Big Blue House.
Okay.
Looney Tunes. I love those stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
See, I was like the kid that I would watch Dragon Ball Z, Batman.
Did you ever see Megas XLR?
See what?
Megas XLR.
Nuh-uh.
It's of a giant robot that crashes to Earth, and this like garbage guy who lives in his mother's basement eating hot dogs finds it, and he's got like a red Camaro, and he takes the head off the robot and puts his car as the head of the robot and fights giant aliens with it.
Cool.
Oh, it's such a good cartoon. It's amazing.
Dude, that's rad. Yeah, I was like, so Dragon Ball Z, when I watched it as a kid, it was only on Sunday. It was like before this Funimation. It was only on Sundays, and it was like, oh my gosh, I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z. And so that inspired me, and I would draw my own Dragon Ball Z comic books, actually.
Did you ever get into anime?
Oh, dude. So I lived in Japan for 2 years, so I speak Japanese. And and I got into some anime. Yeah, not a ton, but I mean, obviously like Akira, Gundam Wing, Naruto, all the Studio Ghibli movies. I love like Totoro, like Kiki's Delivery Service, like all those are great. I watched my fair share of anime when I was young.
Did you hear about what Jet Li was doing?
About how he wouldn't do motion capture? That? Yeah, I heard about that.
I applaud him.
I know, he's like, I'm not letting you steal my moves.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Let's see. There was someone else said, okay, there's something else going to ask you. We'll get to this. Tips for artists.
Oh, I have so many.
Yeah, like let's hear like maybe a business tip, like one business tip, and then let's hear one like matte painting tip or trick or a resource, just something that you're like, man, this thing is going to help artists out a lot. So those two things, a business thing and a practical thing.
All right, for the resource one, I can give you a few. Mattepaint.com.
Yep, we've talked about this. I'll show everyone.
It is a great resource. It's a really good way to get images fast and easy. I wish I had this in college. This site is amazing because you get really, the images go from like normal 2K all the way to the highest image being 60K.
Gee whiz.
Yeah, and the skies are incredible. All the images come in different, why can't I think of it?
Like file formats or exposures?
Exposures.
Yeah, I see the HDR on there, so that's, I think, yeah, they got some good ones in here, man.
There's a ton of skies. You can never have too many skies.
Dude, always. You don't want to, because everyone loves using the skies. And I think I saw something, because I was looking at this the other day, you can also do perspective, right?
Yeah. Yep. You've got up, down, straight, forward.
Oh, here we go. Perspective. Up. Oh, that's sweet. There you go, guys. Good.
Look at different resolutions. You can now compare images together, so you can just dump them in. When you download these files, you can also get a really small free file of it to just kind of quickly comp in, see if it works. If it doesn't, toss it. That way you haven't bought any image yet. Wow. I use this in all my work now.
Oh, totally. These are great. These are really, really good looking skies.
Yeah. I barely use Shutterstock now.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, dude. Like even this one,
and these clouds were great for doing like night shots, turning a day one into a night one.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. These are great. Yeah, and you get the free one. Yeah, so Matte Paint, I saw these guys at SIGGRAPH, and you were there. We talked about this. Yeah. Both of us were at SIGGRAPH in Vancouver, but I went to the Matte Paint booth, but we must have seen each other and didn't, know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's funny.
But yeah, it's this site's great. Kitbash 3D. I just started using some of the products. Yeah,
Kitbash. Those guys are rad.
They're amazing.
Kitbash 3D. That's what it is, right? Kitbash. Yeah, dude. I've bought some of their stuff, and it is their stuff. We're not sponsored, by the way. I love just giving out the honest truth of good products. And these guys do really, really cool. They also have really good live stream. I would suggest following them. Their live stream's awesome, talented. And there are just these 3D objects you can bring in and then texture yourself and paint over. So Yep.
Let's see what else. Learn Square with Max Berman's class. Great place to learn
Yep. Learn Squared is great.
basics of matte painting. If I keep telling people, like, if you want to get good at matte painting, learn how to do the most simplest things.
Mm-hmm.
If you can do plate cleanup well, you're gonna land an internship faster than you think.
Totally.
That was the biggest compliment I've gotten so far. Is just like your plate cleanup is really good.
Yep.
And it's if you can do it well, you're going to get in fast.
Yeah, dude, great. You have some awesome work. Like, not just the cleanup is like amazing, but you also have like obviously like a vision and an eye for composure or composition. And we talked about this. You said someone said you didn't, and I'm like, no, like you do a great job. You have leading lines. Like, man,
I come from a big graphic design background, so everything is kind of composed with a graphic design way, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
With dealing with margins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We have a question. This is, how has online courses such as Learn Squared prepared you for your in-house job? So like Max Berman's course.
Oddly enough, when I took Max's class, I already knew a lot about Photoshop. What helped me greatly with Max's class was it taught me the basics of just what matte painting is, what is expected of you, and how to deal with color correction. And there were a few other tips and tricks in there that he showed that I was like dealing with perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
That I didn't even know you could do in Photoshop.
Yep.
And then a lot of the other stuff that I've learned with matte painting has been because of the owner of MattePaint.com, Conrad.
Yeah.
He's been, shout out to him, he's been mentoring me quite a bit. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But that Learn Square is great for just learning the basics of what matte painting is.
Mm-hmm.
A great film to see some really good, amazing matte painting is Hook from
Peter Pan.
Yeah, Peter Pan.
Yeah, the Peter Pan Hook.
Williams.
Yes, dude. I when I was I went to ILM and I got to see the original like glass. They have it on their walls. Like, if you walk through their halls in ILM, they have like all the pieces of the matte paintings. I know. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the island on Hook.
I would just want to touch it.
Oh, I know, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they have them everywhere at ILM. They just like, you walked in the hallways, I'm like, and you'll be like, oh, that's from Independence, or that's from Men in Black. That's from that. Like, it's so cool. Yeah. So that matte painting is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh. Neverland. Yeah.
But to answer Justin's, it gave me a really strong foundation of just what is matte painting.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. It just gave me a really good foundation of knowing just what it is, how it works, what it is in the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and guys. Go ahead.
Another tip. The biggest tip that I keep telling people is watch your edges. I hate seeing work that people do when like everything's really good and then you've got this one edge that just is like crooked and you can like see where they didn't cut it, and it's clear as daylight.
Yeah. Or it's like dark. Like I notice it sometimes with like King, and speaking of courses, like in the VFX Crash Course, like I talk about how to fix a lot of the edges, because people have like either light edges or dark edges, and they think that it's their key, so they'll keep like eroding it. And I'm like, no, it's not your key. It's okay to have semi-transparencies. Your problem is actually the D-spill, and that's the biggest. Yeah, it's the way you're D-spilling affects your edges more, I think, than anything. Is like if you don't de-spill properly, like, and people don't realize that you want to de-spill certain areas differently, like hair and stuff, where Yeah. Anyway, that's on the VFX Crash Course. I talk all about all that fun stuff. But
And then,
yeah, go ahead.
and then the business side. Oh,
Yeah.
I could go on for hours.
Just one good one.
Oh. Okay. All right. I've got one.
Okay.
Everyone generally talks about all the other stuff, connecting, blah, blah, blah. Okay. One core thing, if you're connecting with someone, take them out to lunch.
Okay.
So, for example, while I was in New York, I took my time to find as many matte painters in New York. Oddly enough, there's not many. So I contacted the guy at Blue Sky Studio, Justin Gladys, and I reached out to him saying, "Hey, I'm in New York. Can I do lunch with you?" And he comes back going, "Hey, let's do that, and then I'll give you a studio tour."
Oh.
And on Blue Sky Studio's website, they specifically write they do not do tours. And I'm like, "Oh, done, perfect, I'm in." And so if you go to lunch with someone, you pay.
Yeah.
Don't make the person you invite to lunch pay. You pay.
Yep.
And you do it because, first off, you're essentially paying for their time, early enough, but that makes you value the time that you're paying for, to make you go, okay, I have them for 1 hour. I'm going to ask as many questions as I can, and they better be really good questions. It can't just be like, okay, what do you do for a job?
Yeah.
Well, you're taking them out to lunch, and you're in the same industry or the same field, you probably already know what the job is. So, like, really dig in deep with questions.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really good advice. I've definitely go ahead. What?
And you always pay for them.
Yes. Yeah.
And oddly enough, and part of it is it gets rid of the awkwardness at the end of, do I pay? Do you pay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it just gets rid of it.
Just let them know, be like, hey, I want to take, like, can I pay for your lunch, and just, like, pick your mind about working in the industry or whatever, and just chat about VFX or whatever. Yeah. Well, and a lot of the guys are really cool. I've done the same thing. I've asked some artists, be like, hey, can we go out to lunch, just chat about VFX? And same thing, I paid for them. My little tip, I guess, would be contact people on Vimeo and have them look at your reel, like, and be like, hey, here, but don't ask for a job. Like, just be like, here's my reel. Like, what can I do? Like, if you have time, do you have any tips for me or whatever? Like, here's what I want to do. Here's my reel. Give me some, like, suggestions. And I've had like most of the artists will reply, and especially if you're, like, just genuinely, like, nice about the work, like, dude, your work is rad, like can you look at my work and give me some tips? Most of the time they'll reply and be like, they're very excited to be able to share their information, from what I've experienced personally. So yeah, I think a lot of it is just be nice and you know. So cool. What was the last thing we had? One more question. Someone said, when is the course coming out? The course is coming out December. It's done, so I'm thinking December 15th. That's maybe the official day from what I...
Is this the one with the guy walking on that platform?
Yeah. So this is... I have... this is like my little... You can go here and sign up to be on the email list, and so you'll be notified when it comes out. And yeah, so basically my course, you go through, this is like the only course I found where they go from pre-production all the way to post-production, creating a visual effects shot. And we use all these programs and Synthize. I got to put Synthize on here. And
it's a great program.
Yeah. What?
It's a great program, better than Nuke.
Synthize? Oh, Synthize is the bomb. It's super good tracking. But also, this is something that I haven't announced till right now. I was going to tell those of you, is working with Cinema 4D. And they have offered to give my students a license of Cinema 4D for I think like a month or so. So we're still figuring out, but as of right now, they get a full license of Cinema 4D. Which is super rad, so that they can go through the course and use it. And I'm working on some other stuff. But yeah, coming out December 15th. We have, sweet, you guys registered. Right on. It's going to be, we have a lot more announcements coming out soon. Sorry, Ian, I had to just every once in a while talk about that. The other thing I was going to ask you is what cool things you have coming up? Like, are you allowed to tell us anything cool you're working on?
Just all right now, I'm still working on my film. I've been putting a lot of focus on that. That's why I haven't posted any personal work. I'm hoping for the trailer for that to come out at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the work that I'm doing at work is just a lot of commercial-based stuff.
It's makevisual.com, right?
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
Just working on a lot of toy commercials.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's fun.
Have you worked on any of these in here?
I don't know if they have it posted. Not any of those. I don't know if they have the Star Wars one. There was a Star Wars commercial that I did a lot of the concept art for.
Oh, right on, dude. Oh, man, then you got to tell them to update they're real. Go into work and be like, hey, we need to update our reel. They'll love that. So, dude, yeah, it's cool where you're working, though. I mean, it looks like they have some sweet work. It's really, oh, yeah, it's cool. Awesome.
This office is really beautiful.
Is it?
Yeah, when you get off the elevators, they have screens all along the ceiling going straight in with the particles and the smoke. And
oh, sweet.
So just doing the stuff at work, doing as many matte paintings as I can for them. I'm trying to get my trailer done by the end of this month.
For your film? For your film?
Yeah,
dude,
with that moon. I have some amazing people working on that film with me.
Oh, heck yeah.
I'm super lucky to have them collaborating with me.
That's exciting, dude. Yeah, hurry and get it done so we can see it.
Next week, there was another short film that one of the artists at this studio asked me to help do 2 shots for him for his short film that comes out next week that I was super happy to help out with.
What's his name?
Roman Fuhrer.
Okay. Is he on ArtStation?
I don't know what his station is.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to find it, but he's working on his short film. It comes out next week.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. Nope, can't talk about that. Let's see. That's like the worst part about this industry. Is like
I know.
Some projects where you really want to talk about it, but you just can't.
Yeah, I know.
Game.
It happens.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait till my course is done so I can finally start working on like passion projects again.
Yeah. It's so important to do them.
It really is. And I've kind of just been like at work, I just, I'm doing the work stuff and then I come home and it's like, okay, either I mess around and start creating my own artwork. Oh, I can hear myself. Or I can finish my course. And I've been like working on the course so much that I'm like, I just want to get it done. So it's done. But yeah, so then hopefully after January, I'll be able to like, and
if you want something personal, a personal project for the heck of it, the Kit Bash 3D, they're doing their Utopia contest right now.
Oh yeah, they are, huh?
Yeah, and so you can like download the free sample kit and use it. So I'm dealing with.
Oh, here it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow Thanksgiving, and I'm not going home, but so I've got the day off, so I'm going to be working on that all day.
Heck yeah, dude! I should go download this and enter for fun.
Yeah.
That'll be a lot of fun. I know their stuff is awesome, and those guys are like Max and what's his other? Is it Nick? No.
Nick Hyatt was on last night.
Yeah, Nick Hyatt, and who's the other co-founder? Well, I'm blanking right now.
Banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they're so freaking talented. Like, and this is such a good resource for everyone. It looks like they have a Black Friday 50% off a whole store. That's sweet. Yeah, so it looks like those guys are rocking and rolling. Yeah, everyone should do that. It'd be a great way to just practice too.
Yeah.
Okay. Last things that I think that's probably good, right, dude? Anything else you want to say to artists?
You just gotta keep pushing it. It's not easy entering the industry at all. I've had people tell me that I'm stupid for wanting to be in, that I'm not going to get in. I've had someone in the middle of an interview tell me just forget about it, don't do it.
Oh my gosh.
So it's I would highly suggest for anyone that's trying to enter, find some mentors or some people who are already in the industry that you not only just get along with, but you can also look up to, and that you can, like Conrad at Matte Paint. He's a perfect example of this. He's one that, like, if I'm working on a personal painting, I can send it to him before I'll ever post it online. And there was one piece that I sent to him, and he just told me, like, Ian, what the hell are you thinking? Like, just like, come on. But he did it. He did it in a good way that I know that, all right, he's right.
Yeah.
So I strongly suggest just find the right people that you want to connect with, and connect with them in the right way, bug them in the right way to. They'll give you the most honest feedback.
Yeah, I think that's a great suggestion. Yeah, is find people that will give you honest feedback on your work and not just be like, everything you do is awesome, dude. Yeah.
Or just nice job. It's like, okay, great.
Yeah. Yep. So we had one more person, Noiseless. Yeah, he says, do you recommend Action VFX? Yes, I do. And it's funny because I sell my own little stock effects.
That space one.
Yeah, that's Anomaly. That's Dan I can't say his last name. And Solomon Lyham. Like, I worked with them and they were like, dude, let's sell a package of flares. So yeah. I didn't work on this one, no.
Oh, okay.
I partnered with them on it, on the flare stuff. So
so it's just flares. All right. I was wondering, like, how they did some of their shots.
Yeah, this is all stock flare effects that they shot with the Lomo anamorphic.
I might have to get those to use in my film.
Yeah, these are super handy dandy. Like, they're nice.
Right.
But yeah, someone was wanting Action VFX, and I think they're really good. I use them. They have good effects too. Really, they have way more than I do. I kind of have slowed down on the stock effects and kind of been moving towards education, but they have great stuff. And then he says, or should I do some recommended R3D files? Sorry, I'm just reading somewhat. Or should I say to do, or hold on.
Yeah.
Do you recommend working with .r3d files or files that have been edited? Anyway, I don't know what that means, but yeah, Action VFX, they have great stuff. Those guys are really nice. They're awesome, cool dudes, and great. They have some amazing packs, and I'm probably going to end up buying a lot of them because they have killer effects. So yeah, there's tons of good resources out there, which brings me to, I feel like, and you may be the same, just to kind of end, is for me, college and stuff was not the best investment.
Yeah.
I feel like investing in yourself and taking money you'd put in school and putting in yourself, buying good software, good assets, so like really good stock effects, good kit bashes, good matte, like sign up for matte painting, Quixel, even they do really good photo scan, mega scans stuff. Like, I think that's way more valuable. If I was wanting to get into VFX, matte painting, anything like that, I'm like, invest in yourself, get a good computer, sign up for some of these sites, and do online courses.
Yeah.
Like,
and the other, and to add on to that, one of the best parts about this is that getting in was hard. but now that I am in, it's still difficult to gradually stay in because you're still new. But because I'm working in studios, I am learning a ton about Nuke, visual effects, compositing, how the pipeline works, how studios work.
Mm-hmm.
Your growth grows. So like my goal for 2018 was not even to get into Nuke, but here I am.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? That's good though. It's just more skills. And it's funny because I feel like software is getting better and better where I mean, I was told to specialize, and I think that is if you want to like work in a huge studio. But for me, I like being a generalist. Like, I like being able to like today I'm gonna do compositing. Other days, and I may not be as super good at each of those things, but I love that I can do all of them. I think it's so much fun. I can create what's in my head. You know that like, and you're kind of the same way. Yeah, guys. Any more questions before we start wrapping this thing up? I'm just gonna go to the other view right here of us. Any more questions? We're going to wrap this thing up. Before we go...
If anyone has questions on how I do some things, let me know.
Yeah.
There's a Matte Paint Academy through mattepaint.com that I'm a part of.
Right on.
They do a lot more tips and tricks, and I help contribute to that, thankfully.
That's awesome, dude.
And if anyone has questions on just how I do something, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer it. Dude,
that's awesome. Yeah, so hit up Ian. He's a really cool dude, super talented. Dude, you've grown, like watching your work on like the progress on ArtStation is inspiring. You're like boom, 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 like leaps each time, which is so good to see. How much is the course? My course, I haven't released the price yet, but I'm thinking around I think I can hear myself. The release price is going to be, I think, $8.97, and then we'll have a huge discount on the release day. So, like a really big discount on release day. So, on the launch, look forward to that. So, sign up on the email list at VFX Crash Course. I'm just going to keep replugging this just so people don't forget. Go to vfxcrashcourse.com, get on the email list, and that way you can be notified when we're going to do a live webinar, a huge event, like a launch event. And I want you guys to all be a part of it. So sign up for the webinar or for the email list to be notified about all that. And then Black Friday, code BlackVFX at vfxcentral.net, and you get 25% off. So that's what's going on there. And I think that's about it. Follow Ian. Where do you want people to follow you? Do you have do you want to plug your Instagram or anything like that?
Just my ArtStation Instagram works.
Okay. Yep. Follow Ian on the Instagram and on Twitters and on the ArtStation, all that good stuff. Dustin says, I need to be able to create what's in my head. Amen, brother. Yeah, we all do. I think that's like the curse of the artist thing. Is you're like, I have this thing in my head and I got to create it.
That's why sketchbooks are your best friend.
Yeah, sketchbooks. That's a great way. For me, it's like either like photo bashing or it's just like playing in 3D, being like, that's why the kit bashes are nice because you can just throw a million things in there.
Oh yeah. And you'll never run out of ideas with a sketchbook.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, follow Ian on all of his social and stuff. He's killer work. Ask him questions. He's a cool dude. He'll help you guys out.
Love questions.
Yep.
There's no such thing as a stupid question.
No, and that's the fun thing is we're all gonna help each other get like killer, like super good. That's what I like. That's why I like the online community. Everyone's just like, come on, let's make cool stuff together.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of motivation with it. You just keep pushing each other.
Yep. Awesome, guys. So thank you for joining. It looks like we suddenly got the most people viewing right now. We have 17 people, and now we're gonna start to close it down. The anamorphic flare pack is in my Destiny. On Black Friday. Okay, I'm guessing. Okay, good. It's in your Destiny. Konami, good. It should be. All right, guys. Thank you, and thanks Ian for hanging out.
Yeah.
And yeah, appreciate it. We'll have to do this again when your movie comes out.
Yeah. That's quite a ways down, but
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it again when that comes out. All right, guys, thank you, and leave your questions, comments, anything down below, and we'll try to help you guys out. Everyone else, look forward to check your emails. Check your emails. I send out stuff all the time. Check your spam because sometimes my emails go there, unfortunately. And make sure that you're getting all the updates. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you hopefully really, really soon on another live stream. But I'm going to be cranking away on the course ads and all that fun stuff. So we'll see you guys hopefully soon. Bye now.